Welcome to Free Your Mind Reviews. This is Chris Johnson with a review of Ocean's 8. Ocean's 8 is about Debbie Ocean, the sister of Danny Ocean, as she comes out of prison and forms a team of thieves in order to help her steal a necklace from the Met Gala. Now, the positives that I specifically have about this movie deal with the heist itself, which I found very enjoyable, and the cast. The cast is amazing, with this great mix of award-winning actresses and charismatic actresses, and even like musicians and rappers who are very charismatic in their own right, being able to use that and shine in this movie. Kind of like a great mix that they had in Ocean's 11, having these award-winning actors and these really charismatic big stars and these character actors and then these comedians, and put them all together and see how they fit, and they ended up fitting perfectly well. The chemistry and the best friend relationship of Kate Blanchett and Sandra Bullock's characters are definitely there, the same way that they were there for George Clooney and Brad Pitt's characters of Danny and Rusty. So that's a big positive of this movie. That and of the heist itself. The heist, I felt, once it happens, is very fun, very nicely paced, very breezy. You're into it. You want these girls to succeed just like you wanted the guys to succeed in Oceans 11 and 12 and 13. So those are the positives that I have of the movie, and they help the movie be a fun movie. Now, the problems I have with the movie are more specifically with who made the movie or how the movie was made. What I mean is, with Oceans 11, 12, and 13, you had these ragtag, break the rules type characters with these cool, I don't care, I'm awesome actors. And they were basically mixed and combined with a director who's both cool and outlandish and sophisticated, and at the same time is a rule breaker in Steven Soderbergh. And his visual sense in those three movies just perfectly matched the actors and the characters that they were doing. The visual sense is really what has me go back to Ocean's 11, Ocean's 12, Ocean's 13, and how those movies were made, and how they were paced, and how they were edited, with the way he did the zooms, the way he did the transitions, the way the heists are revealed, both in planning and in their execution, while also having these beautiful grimy style, like a really great mix of little bit of grit with a lot of flash, especially with 11 and 13 with being set in Las Vegas, and even 12, which has a different appeal to it because it's set in Amsterdam mostly, but it has that European caper style to it, and the music of all three films by David Holmes is just perfect, absolutely perfect. Ocean's 8 tries to match those things. Well, specifically with the music, which at times does feel like more of a knockoff of the original trilogy's music. But it can't bring it home because Gary Ross, in terms of the style, is not Steven Soderbergh. Now, I love Gary Ross's previous work. I love Seabiscuit and Pleasantville and the first Hunger Games movie. But he's not Soderbergh in terms of that great style. The greatness of being able to combine actual visual interesting flash and combine it with substance is something I feel like Steven Soderbergh's been great at his entire career. And Gary's more of those type of laid back, sit down and just, put the camera up and observe type of directors, in my opinion. So seeing a movie in this series kind of be visually bland is a little weird. Like if you're going to compare it to the original trilogy, Ocean's 8 looks like a sitcom compared to the original trilogy. And I don't think that's something that's going to bother specific, normal audiences, but someone like me who loves the Ocean's movies for a specific reason and then goes into this new film and sees that half of the equation is different and missing, it's a little bit disappointing for me, but not really unexpected seeing the trailer and knowing Gary Ross's style. That's why it's a little weird that I'm going to say that if they do a sequel, which I think they should, they maybe should get the directors a little bit more of a level match with the actors, like the original Ocean's movies with Soderbergh. Also, it's a little bit of a muddled movie. It's not muddled in terms of the pace is a little weird for the first half. Usually in an Ocean's movie, the planning of the heist and seeing how the thieves come together is as fun as the actual heist. Where for me, I feel like the heist was more fun than that because I felt like Homeboy was very slow paced and methodical with it. I'm just like, no, bring it. But he was slow paced and methodical without the interesting direction that Soderbergh brought to the table. Also, if there is one flaw, which as well that I noticed even in the teaser trailer, was it seemed like the movie was made to be a remake first, and then they said, "No, let's make it a spinoff instead." Because there are a lot of scenes that are very similar. The opening scene is exactly the same as Ocean's 11. Certain way they recruit team members is the same as how Danny recruited team members in Ocean's 11. This big, the personal aspect of the heist, and the second in command, right hand person not being happy with it and confronting the Ocean about it is the same as Ocean's 11. It's just So I feel like when they do a sequel, if they do a sequel, freshen up a little bit for the actors themselves. Because, yeah, sure, 13 and 11 are similar in terms of them trying to rob a Vegas casino, mess up a Vegas casino, but all the notes and the A plus B plus C of it are different. So these actresses deserve the best material, or at least the opportunity to have the most fun with the material that they could possibly be, and to separate themselves from that original trilogy. So if you do another one, spice it up a little bit. That's all I'll say. Maybe get another director that can fit these actresses and their style and their awesomeness and what they're doing, because a heist should look cool. A heist should feel cool. So those are my viewpoints on Ocean's 8. Fun little movie, not without its flaws, but hey, if you love these actresses and if you love the original Ocean's trilogy, I would say check it out for yourself and see what you think. This is Christopher Johnson for Free Your Mind Reviews. Have a great day.